One frosty early morning, a man set out on a snowy road. The sun had not yet risen, and the gray sky reflected the gloom of winter. His car rolled slowly over the thick layer of snow, leaving tracks behind the tires. His breath came out in thin streams, mingling with the cold air that pierced his skin. He took a sip of hastily brewed coffee, hoping to warm up. In the distance, bare trees stood in rows, their branches trembling in the wind. Suddenly, he heard a faint sound from the edge of the forest, a moan mixed with the whistling wind. He turned off the music and focused, trying to determine the source. The sound was insistent. It was a dog. The man's heart pounded, and he stopped the car, stepping out into the cold air. From the back seat, he grabbed a stick for self-defense and headed toward the forest. The moaning grew louder. Switching on his flashlight, he moved forward step by step, listening anxiously to the crackling branches. Soon, he saw a dog tied to a tree with a rope. It was trembling, a faint glimmer of hope flickering in its eyes. Seeing the man, the dog whimpered as if begging for help. The man gripped the stick but noticed its trust and set it aside. Kneeling down, he began untying the rope, which had cut deeply into the bark and the animal's neck. The rope was stubborn, his hands grew numb from the cold, but the dog stayed still, understanding it was being freed. At last, its tail wagged with joy. The man patted it and said everything was going to be all right. The dog was exhausted and likely hungry. He pulled out a bottle of water and gave it some. It let out a quiet whimper, as if in gratitude. The man called it toward the car. The dog walked unsteadily, but trustingly. He helped it climb inside and laid down a towel. It trembled, but not as much as before. Turning on the heater, he caught its gaze in the mirror and felt a wave of relief. On the road, he remembered a nearby veterinary clinic and turned in that direction. The dog sat calmly, listening warily to the engine. The sun was rising, painting the horizon orange. When they arrived, the dog jumped out and walked beside him. At the clinic, the doctor immediately recognized the seriousness of the situation. Examination revealed signs of long captivity, but no severe injuries. The doctor gave it a vaccination and said that with warmth and care, the dog would recover. The man asked to take it home, and the doctor agreed, scheduling a follow-up visit. As they left, the dog wagged its tail slightly. He realized he could not abandon it again. At home, he dried it with a towel and said it now had a family. The dog whimpered softly and followed him into the new morning, the beginning of another life.